You're listening to the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits podcast, where you'll learn simple, actionable strategies from real-world, wildly successful body contouring professionals to help you generate more revenue, realize the profits you deserve, and create the life you desire. I'm Shannon Schimmel.
And I'm Kay Overly, and we're your hosts of the Proven Profits podcast. Welcome back to the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits podcast. In today's episode, number 011, we're going to show you what to do when callers decline to schedule that will guarantee they will buy from you when they're ready to buy.
On telephone calls, your phone team's ultimate goal should be to end every call with an appointment. But callers aren't always ready to make an appointment. They may be sincerely searching for a solution, and they may be truly interested in what you have to offer them, but they may not be ready to buy, or many times not even ready to come in to learn more yet. So what can you do with these patients? You can't just lose them.
In this episode, we're going to tell you exactly how to handle these calls and what to do when you hang up. We'll provide you with actionable plans so you know how to follow and nurture them every step of the way until they are ready to schedule with you. And if you do these things and do them right, you can be sure they will be your patient one day. Let's start with reviewing the key critical information your phone team must capture from every call. And remember, this is a review. You capture this information with no exceptions. You must get the patient's first name and last name, the email address, and their phone number. And why is this critical? It's because if you don't have this, these patients are lost to you. There's no way you can reach them to even start to follow up.
Next, you must understand the basics all customers go through before making a purchase of any kind of purchase. This is true for body contouring services as well. It is generally referred to as the customer's buying cycle. And there are 3 stages to the customer buying cycle: awareness, consideration, and purchase. So let's break down the customer buying cycle. Awareness is that time that the customer is becoming aware of his or her need. Maybe some event has occurred, and in body contouring, it's usually some emotionally charged event such as disgust about not being able to button their pants or anxiety about a class reunion that sparks the acknowledgement of the need to act, to search for a solution. It may be insidious and gradual in onset, or it may be sudden and urgent. The time period varies depending on the person, his or her needs, and the sense of urgency.
The next stage, consideration, is that period of time when the customer starts evaluating the solutions that could possibly meet his or her needs or solve his or her problem. So this is highly dependent on the patient's personality, traits and habits, how pragmatic they are. Maybe they're cautious, obsessive, skeptical, or even trusting, etc. That, combined with whether there's a sense of urgency or a lack of sense of urgency, is going to dictate the amount of time that the patient is going to spend in this stage. Once moving through this stage, they move to the purchase stage. This is the time when they're either ready to at least try, if not purchase. Now, patients only need to be ready to try to come in for a consultation. Once in, it's your team's job to get them ready to buy, and that's once they're present in your office. Let's illustrate this. When was the last time you went to a department store to look at shoes? And just think of the time that you were just going to look around because you kind of thought, I'd like a new pair of shoes for the spring. And you were looking, and the clerk asked if they could help you, and what did you reply? Oh, no, thank you, I'm just looking. You did this because you're just in the awareness stage. You simply woke up and decided, I think I'd like a new pair of shoes.
Compare this with the last time you needed a particular type of shoe for a particular outfit to a particular event. So you go to the same department store, the same clerk asked you if you needed help, and you said yes this time and described the type of shoe you were looking for. You had gone through the awareness stage and into the consideration stage, and you're ready for the purchase stage. As long as the clerk showed you the shoe that you're looking for to solve your problem, to find the perfect shoe for your outfit. You can see how callers may be at various points of these stages.
So what do you do when the patients aren't in the last part of consideration or in the purchase stage? Well, you win them over by meeting all the elements of a good phone conversation, which we have discussed in previous episodes. You get that key critical information, and then stay in touch with the patient after the call until they do reach the right stage to buy. Did you know studies show that it takes an average of 10 touches before a patient is ready to schedule? 10 is the average. That means many are more. So you're going to need to follow up with them with 1, frequent contacts, plus 2, you're going to need to nurture them by sending them valuable information periodically and reliably.
So let's first talk about frequent contacts. You need to stay in touch with these patients. Contact them more frequently immediately after the phone call, then stay in touch, but less frequent intervals later. We recommend a simple, easy to follow protocol we developed. It's called the Prospect Attempt Protocol. We gave it this name because it represents the very thought out and planned out scheduled attempts to contact these patients. You must follow this protocol until they do schedule or until they're no longer interested, which is rare, but it does happen.
Now, we provide the actual written protocol we developed and still use at our medical spa in all of our body contouring courses, but it goes something like this. 1, send the email the day of the call, and that's day 1. Contact the patient 3 to 5 days later, day 3 to 5. Contact the patient again 5 to 6 days after that second contact, and finally one more contact 5 to 6 days after that one. This is going to take you to about day 17. Following this, you're going to contact the patient on a tri-monthly basis, about once every 3 months. Now remember, you're going to need to make adjustments depending on these conversations and the agreements that you have with these patients. This is a general guide, which will take you through the general calls, but make your adjustments depending on the calls.
In addition to the Prospect Attempt Protocol, you need to nurture these patients. You do this with providing them valuable information. So we call this the Nurturing Email Protocol. The information you provide is only valuable if it's something they're interested in and it's not salesy.
So how do you do this? You're going to prepare short emails between 75 and 200 words. Don't go over 200. And they need to be about subjects related to their problem. So you're going to send them out every 3 to 4 weeks, which we believe is frequent enough to stay top of mind, but not so often as to be perceived by the patient as being a pest. And let us tell you, these emails do work. We've had so many patients hit reply to these emails asking for more information or even requesting an appointment to come in and get started. If done right, nurturing emails really do help to move patients along through that buying cycle.
If you need help with nurturing emails or developing your Prospect Attempt Protocol, enroll in one of our courses. We can help.
So you've just learned you must use that key critical information you get on your phone calls to stay in touch. And you've learned how to do just that via both the prospect attempt protocol and the nurturing email protocol.
So your action step for this episode is take the information you learned and create calendars and spreadsheets to schedule your actions, then track your actions. Do this for both the prospect attempt protocol and the nurturing email protocol. Then stay in touch with each and every caller until they become your patients. And they will if done correctly.
That's it for today's episode. Please go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single episode, and stay tuned for next week.
Bye for now from Shannon and Kay at the Body Contouring Academy's Proven Profits